I'll put a link to the latest version of GZDoom in the description. Time of recording is 3.7.2. So extract the zip, and in the GZDoom directory you want to put any doom wad and fire it up. And just for the sake of this video, really quickly, I'm going to kill the music and load into a level. Okay, so starting at the top, you want to clear most of the bindings that are already there, all the way down to show scoreboard. And then starting at the top, the only controls you really need to rebind are fire, secondary fire, reload, use/open, movement, jump, crouch, and run. And our mouse options, I like to turn the cursor to system cursor just so it's easier to find, and then turn always mouse lock on. Player options, you want to turn auto aim all the way down. Weapon switch on pickup, I like to turn that off, and always auto run turn on. Then under HUD options, go to scaling options. Messages, you want to turn up to 3, or if you're using a higher resolution than 1080p, you might want to turn that up even to 4 or 5. Status bar, scale to full screen HUD, scale to full screen, and HUD preserves aspect ratio, turn on. Then down to display options. Screen size 10 or 11, you can see what that does there. Switches between the old HUD and the new HUD. All the way down to fuzz effect, you can kind of see the specter in the background there. For the fuzz, that has more options. I'll show you that in a minute. There's shadow, which is the flat black shadow, or the transparent or translucent gives the specters and other invisible entities kind of a half transparent look. For now, I'll leave that on fuzz. Lost soul translucency, you want to turn that all the way up to 1 because it's stupid that it's not by default. Rocket trail, you want to leave on sprites. Blood type and bullet puff type, you want sprites and particles. And I like to turn menu dim off. And then back up to the top, dynamic light options, everything on default except light shadow maps, yes, shadow map quality up to 1024, and shadow map filter, PCF high. Now in OpenGL renderer, sector light mode turn to software, fog mode turn radial, just sprite clipping smarter, smooth sprite edges on, fuzz style. You can kind of see the specter there. Get a better look at it. So the fuzz style shadow is just a flat back shadow. Pixel fuzz, well, there's a lot of effects here. I usually go with the one that makes them the most invisible, so they're spookier and harder to see. Swirly fuzz is a good one, or smooth noise. Kind of up to you. I wish they had one that just made them completely invisible for their eyes, but that's the best we got right now. Rendering quality up to quality, menu blur 0. Multi-sampling, if you're at 1440 or 4K, you might want to turn this all the way up to 32x, but I don't really notice much of a difference. You can kind of see it there in the specter. It's a huge performance hit for not a lot of difference though, so I usually leave it off. If you turn that on and you're having FPS issues, it's probably the first thing you're going to want to turn off, or at least turn down. Bloom effect on, lens distortion effect on, ambient occlusion quality up to high. Portals with AO, if you use Brutal Doom you want to turn this to 0, if not you can turn it all the way up. I use Brutal Doom all the time though, so I turn it off. FXA quality up to extreme, dither output up to 12 BPC. And then in texture options at the top there, texture filter mode, switch to none, aniscopic filtering, turn all the way up to 16x, high-res textures, yes. High quality resize mode, I think XBRZ looks the best at 2x. you can turn that up a bit more and kind of show you what it does a bit better here. So that's 2x, 4, 3, 4, 5, it goes all the way up to 6. I like 2x, still kind of gives it that blocky old school look. And then precache GL textures, yes, and sort draw list by texture. That one you can leave off, I turn it on. I'm not exactly sure what it does, but it doesn't seem to affect anything with it on. So why not? And I think that's about it. Video mode, we used to have to screw around in here, but pretty much leave all this default. Unless you have a widescreen monitor, you might have to screw around with it a little bit. But at 1080p, OpenGL or GZDoom is just fine. I'll put all the settings in the paste bin list, so you can look through the text file, see exactly what I did and why. Other than that, see you in hell.